welcome back to the next part of the Dolomite video. I'm going to start by putting this camshaft cover back on. It got lacquered and now it's all dried out, and we'll get it fitted. And here is the end result. And you've got to admit it's looking a lot better than it was before. And hopefully it should last longer than the previously. A couple of times I tried to painted it. Alright, put the HT leads back in position. Well, the time has come to deal with the elephant in the room. And no, I don't mean that elephant. What I'm talking about is the fact that this car doesn't run. So let's see if we can get it running. So now we've got the engine in the right place. The next thing is to set the distributor up. So just need to take it off, and I'll probably stow this bit because it'd be a bit boring. And we've got it out. Alright, now I'll set the gap on the contact breaker points. And I've got my feeler gauge now. I've looked it up in the Haynes manual, and I'll put it up on the screen. Now the gap between the points should be 15 thou, or 0.38 mil. So what I'll need to do is to adjust that gap. And what I'll do is I'll loosen these screws. And I took off the advance weights and the rotor arm to make it easy to get to the points. So we'll just turn it until the cam's pushing on there like so, and we just adjust this gap until get 15 thou. So just need to keep adjusting the gaps a bit. It's a bit awkward. Try to do it for camera as well. So it's still a bit too big. So we'll just tighten that and just check it again. Make sure we've got the right gap. Oh, seems to close up a little. Should be when the gap's right, it should be just a slight drag. But it's just a bit awkward to do. I'm on my own. Ever so slightly. Just keep. Oh, that's. Yep, and we bang on there. So that's the point set. Right, first thing I'll reassemble this distributor. So I'll get the weights on first. Well, you can see it from here. So we get the weights, the advanced weights. Then next up are the springs. And then we have the rotor arm. This can only go one way, so you can't really get it wrong. And then just got to get the screws in for the rotor arm. the distributor shaft. Goes in like that. Right, now to get this back in. Nice little bolt. I need to get this so the rotor arm is pointing towards one of the inlet manifold bolts. So I've got this right. I'm going to stop it, it's going to take forever otherwise. Okay, so that's the distributor back in place. So the next thing to do will be to check the timing. Okay, it's been a fair few number of weeks since I did the last bit. I better check the battery because see if it's holding charge. So I've got my multimeter on, just hope you can see it from there. And we'll just take a reading across the battery terminals. We're just under 12.3 volts, which is okay, but I'm not happy with that, so I'll just give it a quick charge and then we'll be good for when we finally get around to starting this engine. Alright, I had a look at the workshop manual, and just looking, it's definitely pointing to the correct bolt. It's according to workshop manual, which will be pointing to the rearmost inlet manifold bolt, which is that one. So it looks like I've got the dizzy in the right place. So we'll just check the static timing, just make sure we're good. I've got my test bulb up here, and just follow procedure in the Haynes manual. Okay, got my test light connected up, so what I need to do is move the dizzy anti-clockwise. Oops, it's just a bit too quick. Just clockwise till it just goes out.
Oswald! Hello.
And that is a static ignition timing set. Okay, now the ignition timing is set. I've tightened the distributor mounting bolt, which is a 7/16. So I just need to button everything up, so connect up the Dizzy to a coil wire. Move my test lamp out of the way. Then let's make sure that's out of the way. Connect up my vacuum hose, vacuum advance, and then put the Dizzy cap on. It's maybe a bit easier said than done. So make sure this one's pointing to number 1, the one that. Yep. Just come. And then connect the king lead from my coil to my Dizzy cap. And that is the ignition system buttoned up. Well, the time's finally come. I'm going to try and start it. Now, I've left the battery a couple of days, left it negatively disconnected, let it stand for a couple of days, and it's reading about 12.9 volts, as you can see. And now it's time to try and start. So got my tin of Easy Start just to help it. And we'll spray some into the intake. You won't be able to see from here. But right, time for the moment of truth. Will it start or not? Let's find out. Nothing's happening, so I'm going to try diagnose it. First thing I need to check for is spark. So I've got my spark plug testers here, and I'll just bring you over here so you can see what I'm going to be doing. So I'll just check on the number 1 lead, which is this one. It's the one nearest the front of the engine, so just pull the HT lead off, plug the tester in, and see if I get a spark. A bit hard to tell. Right, I'll just crank it over. Well, we definitely don't have a spark going to the plugs. So next thing I'm going to try just make sure there's a spark coming from the coil. So I've hooked up the tester up, and if the coil's producing a spark, it should see something. I'll just move it to where I can see it a bit better. And we do seem to be having a spark from the coil. Right, first thing to check, see if there's any power to the coil. So that's the positive, and that's a negative. I don't know if you can see from here, but I'm getting nothing at the coil, absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. A bit of further investigation is needed. Okay, I don't know if how well you can see that. I've taken the fuse box cover off now. This is not the normal Dolomite fuse box. That only has two. What I've done is I've fitted one off an MGB, which has 4 fuses. So what I'm going to do, I'll get my multimeter, and to be a bit hard, I think I'll move you around so you can see my multimeter. Let's move you guys to where you can see the multimeter. So get you in a slightly better position. Right, and I'll got it in the resistance mode. Just get its position. So if I touch the probes together, no, I should get 0. So I'll test each of these fuses in turn. See if any have popped. Top one's alright. Second one's alright. Third one's alright. Oh, what's that? Yep, well, you can see from here. Yeah, so all the fuses are fine. Okay, back to the coil. Just make sure that we are getting power to it rather than just measuring across the terminals of the coil. So what I'll do is find a suitable earthing point. Oops, when I don't dislodge my multimeter. I'll try this earth lead from the engine and just see if there's power getting to the coil. Yep. So we're good that way. And I'll just disconnect this wire. Let's make sure. Just do this again. Yeah, same as before, but I don't think that's the actual problem. So I'm just not sure where to go from here. I think I'll wrap it up for this video, but before we go, I thought I'd treat it a little bit of an unboxing. If you wonder why I'm doing an unboxing, but it will all become clear. So I've got my trusty folding knife. It's a little step up from the Stanley knife, and we'll get this opened up. Let's have a look. I don't reveal my address. Postcode of the sender. Sure, I've got everything there. Let's have a look. And what have we in here? We have a brake pedal rubber for the Dolomite. Now, mine being an automatic, has the large brake pedal and the rubbers aren't that easy to come by, so I thought I'd snap it up while I could. And the other thing, it's packing out. And this is a brass expansion tank for the cooling system. Now, earlier Dolomites had brass ones, which is what mine should have. but mine has a later one that's made of plastic, so I thought I'd get hold of that as well while I could. Anyway, that's definitely the end for this video, so please remember to like and subscribe. And questions and comments, you know where to put them. As ever, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.